Okay, we've got a few, what has been represented to me as non-controversial bills. So, Nathan, I'm going to turn it to you. We've got 3 bills on the list, and let's just,
Thanks. The qualifier to the description is non-controversial is that there have been significant amendments developed for this bill that I understand reflect consensus between the Insurance Administration and the Health Education and Advocacy Unit within the Office of the Attorney General. So as amended, Senate Bill 460 establishes the Consumer Health Access Program for mental health and addiction care to provide specified consumer assistance services and collect and analyze data to help resolve barriers to mental health and substance use disorder treatment. The program must be administered by the incubator entity defined under the bill to be the University of Maryland, Baltimore School of Social Work Center for Addiction Research, Education, and Services, and a hub entity selected by the incubator. The program must conduct a 3-year pilot program to provide customer assistance services through the hub entity and additional spoke entities. The bill establishes an associated special fund and requires the governor to provide an appropriation of $1 million to the fund fiscal years 2024 through 26. The bill also establishes that the Health Education Advocacy Unit, or HEAU, within the Office of the Attorney General is the state's Office of Consumer Assistance under federal law. So the amendments establish HEAU as the Office of Consumer Assistance, as described, defines the consumer assistance services that the program may participate in, and establishes the purpose of the program as described. The amendment also establishes the Consumer Health Access Program Advisory Council and terminates the council in the event the pilot program terminates after 3 years. While not reflected in your reprint, Senator Hester has requested to be added as a co-sponsor. And as I said, my understanding is that these amendments were worked out between the MIA, HEAU, and advocates for the program and the sponsor.
okay, any discussion? We've got Senator Augustine.
Thank you, Vice Chair Feldman. We worked hard with these different stakeholder groups to come to an agreement, really just high level for you all. What this does is it provides an access point for folks who are trying to navigate the behavioral health services and insurance space, which is just so hard for people to do. The spokes are going to be more out into the state of Maryland. That's what those 8 spokes are, so that they'll be able to get someone who can just help them to navigate getting behavioral health services. Just a real challenge. Now, it's complementary to what the Maryland Insurance Administration does and what the Office of Attorney General's Health Education Unit does, because what they do really happens after somebody has been denied for service. And so you get a denial from your insurance claim. That's when they kind of get involved, and they do that. But this is for the people who never, ever actually even get there. This is a very important bill, and it's really important that we have these folks who are there to navigate for Marylanders and be advocates for Maryland, and I would move favorable on it as amended.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Senator Kramer, discussion?
Question. This is one of several bills that have come through the committee with, significant fiscal notes, millions of dollars, in fact. Has Budget and Tax taken a look at this? Is that,
yes,
can I assume they've given the green light?
Right, I think for the most part, they're not formally second, but if it's on the voting list, and Nathan has just confirmed, even though informally, the fiscal note, we have to get sign off from them, so the answer is yes, BNT signed off on this.
Okay, thank you.
When we do that, it's not specific to just this bill, but when we do that, does that mean the money is already in the budget, or it means that it's going to commit to a mandated appropriation?
So I do not believe that it means that there's money in the governor's budget. It's just budget and tax in this capacity sort of coordinates all of the committees, among all of the committees, the spending that the committees are passing.
To make sure it fits into what they generally believe will be available money moving forward.
That's my understanding of the system.
But that's fine. I was curious about that. And then, will there be can I ask the sponsor, remind me, how will people know about this opportunity? Because I think it's a great thing, so how would people know?
That's actually part of their charge, is also to make sure that they're educating the public and reaching out, so that people know that this resource is there and available. So we'll use a portion of the appropriated funds to do just that. That's exactly what, and we'll have a hotline number in order for people to be able to call in. That's the whole, that's the purpose.
One more question, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Senator Kramer.
For the sponsor, Senator, if there are more people in Prince George's County utilizing this than there are, for instance, in Montgomery County, is it equitable for Montgomery County residents to be paying these costs for the significant fiscal note if they are not utilizing or accessing this program as much as those perhaps in Prince George's?
I'm happy to answer that, and this is a statewide program, state funds, where each Marylander is individually going to, that this is a priority for all of us, and that's where this is going to be done for all Marylanders, and that's, you know, unlike some other bills that are maybe a little bit more costly for individuals that don't get any benefit, that won't be the case with this bill. This is collectively for all of us. All Marylanders will be
Collectively
able to
for
do that.
all of us, for all
Unlike some other
Marylanders.
bills.
All right, good.
You're struggling
Okay,
with that one.
Okay, any additional discussion on this or any other bill that may be in front of the Finance Committee? Okay, so, seeing none, we had a favorable, we had a second from Senator Bottle. Are you gonna sit, we'll wait until Senator Klossmer sits down so she can have an official vote on this, bill that I believe does not have any opposition at the present time. So, all in favor, say aye. Okay, all opposed? Are you, Delegate Kramer, Senator Kramer? Okay, it's unanimous? Next bill, Nathan?
The next bill is Senate Bill 994, which was heard on Tuesday. As amended and shown in the reprint before you, Senate Bill 994 requires that the Department of Health implement a public awareness campaign to encourage the use of mental health advance directives in the state. The amendments strike a requirement that the behavioral health crisis response system develop and maintain a centralized statewide database of mental health advance directives, and instead requires the Behavioral Health Administration to study the feasibility and the cost of establishing a centralized statewide database of mental health advance directives as specified, and alters the bill's effective date from October 1 to July 1 of 2022.
Okay, Senator Augustine.
Move favorable, would like to be added as a sponsor of this legislation.
Okay, anybody else want to be added on as a sponsor? Okay. Who doesn't want to be on? Okay, let's put everybody on the, no, everybody wants to be on the bill? Okay, well, first, yeah, the motion to add all the committee members, other than Senator Hayes, who's not here, so we can't include him. Okay, we had a favorable, we had a second from Senator Klossmeyer. All in favor? Raise your hand. Unanimous. Tammy? We're going to move to the final bill, Senate Bill 829, Senator Klossmeyer bill.
Senate Bill 829 is a sort of a companion bill of sorts of Senator Klossmeyer's 828. The bill concerns organizations that the Family Investment Program, the State Welfare Program, is authorized to contract with to help provide services to folks in the program. This provision was added when welfare reform was done in 1996, largely to get faith-based organizations involved with getting folks to work. The bill requires the Department of Human Services to annually review each contract with a non-governmental entity as specified in the bill, and within 45 days of completion of review, report to specified committees of the General Assembly and publish the review on their website. DHS must also hire an outside consultant to conduct a review of the Family Investment Program to assess the extent to which the program is implementing policies equitably and employing best practices and basically doing their job as best they can. The House has passed this bill and worked out amendments with the department. And you have a reprint in front of you. The amendments strike performance-based incentives for non-governmental contractors and compensation for specified stakeholders, and changes the start date for the annual review and alters criteria for the review. It also authorizes the department to reallocate funds to complete the review under the bill. As I said, the House bill is already over here in the same fashion, and that's what the bill does. It requires studies of these entities and also the department to hire a consultant to do a best practice analysis of its own practices.
Okay, any discussion? Is there a second? Second. Okay, any discussion? Nothing more? Let's take a vote. All in favor, raise your hand. All opposed, none, unanimous, and therefore that concludes our voting session. Oh, yes.
Pre-vote again, make the same motion on House Bill 1041, which is in the committee.
Okay, that's a cross-file
It's
exact.
identical.
Okay, I'll move that the votes we just took will count for the exact same cross-file, posture same way. I think, yeah, just one House bill, yeah. Okay, I think we're good on that one, too. Okay, guys, I think that's, you guys done for the day.